Keeping it casual today, let's get right into it. There's a book that's been banned from reading lists called Dangerous by the Academics, dismissed as selfish propaganda by people who've never read it. And it's the most influential book I've ever read as an entrepreneur. It's called Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. Now, before you click away thinking that this might be a political rant, it's not. I'm not here to talk about politics. I'm here to talk about a philosophy that fundamentally, looking back, changed how I thought about business, money, and success. I think if more entrepreneurs understood it, they'd stop apologizing for winning. So today, I'm breaking down the core ideas from this book and why I agree with them, why they're controversial, and how they can make you better, more unapologetic entrepreneur. Let's get into it. So for those who don't know, Atlas Shrugged is a novel. It's like 1,000 pages. Published back in 1957. And on the surface, it's a story about what happens when the world's most productive people, the innovators, the builders, the creators, decide to go on a strike. They disappear. And the world collapses without them. But underneath that story is a philosophy. Ayn Rand called it Objectivism. And the core of it is this: your life belongs to you. Your work belongs to you. Your success belongs to you. And you don't owe anyone an apology for building something great. Now, that sounds obvious, right? But think about how the world actually operates. You make money and people ask, what are you giving back? You build a business and people say, but what about those who can't? You succeed and society immediately wants to know how you're going to sacrifice your success for others. Rand's philosophy says, no, your achievement is not a debt. Your success is not a sin. Your self-interest is not evil, it's a virtue. And that idea alone would trigger a lot of people. But stay with me. One of the most powerful concepts in the book is the distinction between what Rand calls producers and looters. Producers are the ones who create value. They build businesses. They invent things. They solve problems. They trade value for value. They don't ask for handouts. They don't guilt others into supporting them. They create something the world wants and exchange it freely. Now, the looters are the opposite. They don't create value, they redistribute it. They use guilt, obligation, and morale manipulation to take from the producers. You have more than you need. You should share. It's not fair that you have so much. Sound familiar? Now, here's the uncomfortable part. In the book, the looters aren't just politicians or criminals. They're everyday people who've accepted a philosophy that says need is a claim on ability. Not just because someone needs something, they're entitled to take it from someone else who has it. And when I look at business, I see this everywhere. Clients who want discounts because they can't afford our full price. Employees who expect raises without delivering more value. Family members who expect support just because you're doing well. Rand's point isn't that you should never help anyone. It's that help should be a choice and not an obligation. Generosity should come from abundance, not guilt. And you should never apologize for being the producer in a world full of people who want to take from you. By the way, if this is resonating with you, hit subscribe. I love talking about real philosophies behind wealth and success, not the watered down stuff. All right, let's keep going. The most controversial idea in Rand's philosophy is this: selfishness is a virtue. Now, before you react, let me explain what she actually means. She's not talking about screwing people over. She's not talking about being a sociopath. She's talking about rational self-interest. Rational self-interest means you pursue your own happiness and success as your primary moral purpose. You don't sacrifice yourself for others. You don't expect others to sacrifice themselves for you. It's a philosophy of trade, not a sacrifice. Think about it. When you build a business, you're pursuing your self-interest. But in doing so, you create jobs, you solve problems, you provide value to customers. So your self-interest benefits everyone and without you having to sacrifice anything. Contrast that with the guilt-based model. You should give back. You owe society. Your success came from others. That framing turns your achievement into a debt. It makes you feel like you stole something. It puts you in a position of apology rather than pride. Rand says no. You earned it. You built it. You traded value for value. And you don't owe anyone an apology for that. Now, here's why this matters for entrepreneurs. When you operate from guilt, you undercharge. You overdeliver to people who don't really appreciate it. You say yes to things that drain you because you feel obligated. You build a business that serves everyone except you. When you operate from rational self-interest, you charge what you're worth. You set boundaries. You protect your time and energy. You build a business that serves you, and as a result, serves your customers better. Selfishness, properly understood, is not evil. It's the foundation of sustainable success. There's another concept from the book that hit me hard. Rand calls it the sanction of the victim. And the idea is this: evil and mediocrity can only win if the good and capable allow it. So, when a productive person accepts guilt for their success, when a builder apologizes for building, when a winner pretends they didn't earn it, they're giving permission for the looters to take from them. They're sanctioning their own victimization. I see this everywhere in business. Entrepreneurs who downplay their success so they don't make others feel uncomfortable. Creators who apologize for selling because they don't want to seem salesy. Winners who pretend they got lucky because they're afraid to own their achievement. Every time you do that, you're giving power to the people who want to take from you. You're agreeing with the premise that your success is somehow illegitimate. The philosophy says stop. Stop apologizing. Stop downplaying. Stop giving permission. Own what you've built. Be proud of what you've earned. And never accept guilt from being better than average. That's not arrogance. That's self-respect. And without self-respect, you cannot build anything great. Now, if you're still watching, you're not easily offended. That's the kind of person I make content for. Subscribe if you want more real talk about success, money, and philosophy. So let me bring this back to practical terms. Why does any of this matter for you as an entrepreneur? Number one, it gives you permission to win. Most entrepreneurs carry guilt. Guilt about making money, guilt about having more than others, guilt about wanting more. Now, Rand's philosophy removes that guilt entirely. Your success is moral, full stop. Number two, it clarifies who you should serve. You serve people who trade value for value. You don't serve people who expect something for nothing. You get to choose who you work with, and you should choose people who respect that exchange. Number three, it protects your energy. When you stop feeling obligated to everyone, you get your energy back. You stop overgiving to people who don't appreciate it. You stop saying yes out of guilt. You build a business that sustains you, not drains you. And number four, it makes you more generous, not less. And here's the irony. When you operate from self-interest, you actually have more to give. You're not running on empty. You're not resentful. You give abundance by choice, not from obligation. That's real generosity. Not the fake kind where you secretly resent everyone you help. So look, I know philosophy isn't for everyone. It's uncomfortable. It challenges a lot of what we've been taught. However, if you're an entrepreneur who's ever felt guilty for wanting more, if you've ever apologized for your success, if you ever felt like you just owe the world for building something great, I want you to consider a different frame. You don't owe anyone anything. Your success is not a sin. Your self-interest is not evil. And the world needs more producers, not more people apologizing for producing. Atlas Shrugged is over 1,000 pages long, but the core message is simple. Your life is yours. Live it accordingly. If this video made you think differently, drop a comment below. Tell me, have you read the book? Do you agree with it? Or maybe you disagree with it. I want to hear it. And if you want more content like this, like philosophy, stuff about money, like the real stuff, please subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much.